Let us give three cheers clap for the chief guest of the day, Anand, Kumar, Anand.
शुभं करोतु कल्याणी आरोग्यं धनसम्पदा शत्रुबुद्धिविनाशिनी दीपं ज्योतिर्नमोस्तुते दीपं ज्योतिर्नमोस्तुते Bhavan's prayer.
Citizens of this country, K. Vishwanath Raju garu, Secretary Bharati Vidya Bhavan, Srinivasa Raju garu, Managing Director, Dr. M.S.N. Murthy garu, Director Academics, T.J. Devi Padma garu, in charge Principal. I was just wondering what to speak. So much has already been shared with you. Let me start by saying about rain. Rain, rain, go away. You know, when I was in Gujarat, Kutch, I don't know how many of you heard of, 2001, January 26th, Kutch was struck with a major earthquake. Most of the inhabitations were decimated. Many lives were lost. You know, it's not just Kutch. Almost entire state of Gujarat was shaken. Tremors. People are dead in Ahmedabad, 300 kilometers away. And the then Chief Minister, Keshubhai Patel ji, was unable to handle because he was aging. The then Honorable Prime Minister Vajpayee ji and the then Home Minister L.K. Advani ji have chosen one man to occupy the post of the Chief Minister of Gujarat, Chaiwala, the one who sold tea at railway stations, the one who was carrying a small bag and was dharma pracharak. You know, he used to walk and walk and walk and eat wherever food was offered and sleep wherever shelter was given. By now you all would have understood, got it, who I am talking about. Narendra Bhai Modi ji. He was anointed as the Chief Minister of Gujarat in 2021 later part. And he has rebuilt Kutch. How? The tax holiday. What is tax? Then it was central excise, service tax. Holiday was declared. Like you are getting holidays, weekends, Sunday and whatever. Means no tax. For a certain period of time, when three states, were, constituted, three states, that is Jharkhand, Uttarakhand, what is the other state? Three states came in 2001. Chhattisgarh. Along with these three states, the then Honorable Chief Minister could get tax holiday, the special status which Chandrababu Naidu garu was talking about in 2014 when Andhra Pradesh, state came into existence. Though the Andhra Pradesh came into existence much earlier, a divided state of Andhra Pradesh, much smaller state of Andhra Pradesh. Through tax holiday, the then Chief Minister could get 1 lakh crore investments in Gujarat. Kutch was like Japan, Second World War, decimated, shattered. And that's where the growth of Adani, 2001, the largest state port in the country. Second largest cement units are there in Kutch. Copper, largest copper manufacturing unit is coming up in Kutch. Adani also handles railway tracks. And in fact, they were paying tax around 1,000 crores. The commissionerate, which I was holding charge as for 3 years, 12 days, Adani group of companies were paying, 1/3 of the commissionerate revenue. And why I'm talking about Kutch? Kutch started off from nowhere. And in Kutch, textiles, chemicals, coal, power, cement, copper, and I said largest private port, largest government run port, Kandla port, bulk cargo, and 90% of the salt of the country is being manufactured from Kutch. 90% of the timber being imported from Kutch, a small district, but having huge chunk of land. Kutch in terms of geographical area, larger than the state of Haryana and Kerala. And Kutch, where I went to attend a small function after construction of two toilets, one exclusively for girl child and shade for midday meal, a government run school, midday meal, the students were sitting outside. And Gujarat, known for its heat and, whatever, and rain and all that. So I went there, and the children were sitting, and I went there for inauguration of this. Under Swachh Bharat, Honorable Prime Minister Swachh Bharat funds, we have constructed this, funds being directly placed in the hands of the commissioner to spend for such programs, such activities. So rain started. When rain started, I was sitting here on the dais, and the principal told me, sir, it's raining, so let's go to the area where we have some cover. I said, what about students? Around 600 of them were there. Then said, he did not have any answer to say. I said, I'll pray to God. I'll pray to God that rain should stop till the program is over. And I prayed for about 5 to 10 minutes maximum. Rain stopped. Rain stopped for 25 minutes, and I declared that till the program is over, rain will not come. That should be the confidence. Where this confidence has come from? The connect with the God Almighty. Every one of you here can have, because we have been created by the God Almighty. Entire nature, whatever the greenery we are having, the seas, the hills, the sky, and what not. Everything has been created by God Almighty and free of cost. God has not fixed any price for, water, oxygen, land. It's humans who have fixed price for everything. Think over. So many trees, when I was coming, our Vishwanath Rajugar was mentioning to me, sir, banyan tree, 60 years old, you have protected it. Why don't you protect the trees? If you, in the name of development, if trees have to be cut, you will have to plant. If you cut one tree, plant 2 trees. That is what Honorable Prime Minister said. माँ का नाम पे एक पेड़. అమ్మ పేరుతో ఒక చిన్న మొక్క నాటండి అని ప్రధానమంత్రి గారు మూడోసారి ప్రధానమంత్రి అని చెప్పిన మాట. ఈ మాటలో ఎంత సత్యం ఉందండి. వరదలు వస్తున్నాయి, తుఫానులు వస్తున్నాయి. నా చిన్నతనంలో వర్షం వస్తే మూసుడు అనేవాళ్ళు 2-3 రోజులు ఉండేది, 2 to 3 days. నౌ హెవీ డౌన్పోర్, 2-3 days. You can't. There is no infrastructure in the country to withstand 3 to 4 hours of heavy downpour. That's what you have seen at Vijayawada. All the encroachments were the tanks, the lakes, నల్లాసను కూడా వదిలిపెట్టలా, మురికాలను కూడా వదిలిపెట్టలేదు. You are paying the price. Why are we quiet? We are quietly accepting all illegal constructions, encroachments, and we blame somebody else, not we. A democratic country which came into existence in 1947 and the constitution which came into force in 1950, who are the ones selecting the leaders? It's we. Your MLA, your MP, your chief minister, a prime minister, we are electing. If they are not performing, why are you not calling them back? Think over. As a bureaucrat, I am not supposed to speak beyond this because I am also part of the government. What I am trying to tell at this point of time to all of you is, each one of us are responsible for our acts, for our action, whatever you are doing or not doing. जो हम कर रहे हैं नहीं कर रहे हैं, it is we who are responsible. Make or break. Coming back to my schooling, I have started off my schooling at Kurnool Municipal School. When my father was district savings officer, and there were no chairs, no table. We were sitting there on the ground. We were grounded, ground zero. The same school I visited in 2007, 1971 I started off. 2007, how many years? 29 plus 7, 36. 36 years later I went and I found that school was not having chairs and table. Municipal school, Kurnool. My dear friend, 2 years senior to me in IS, Jayalakshmi Garu was the municipal commissioner. I asked her, ma'am, have you not visited the school? Hari, I not seen. If I were there, if she had seen school, then I would have made some difference. So it's the responsibility of the officers as well to respond to the requirements of the school, of the surroundings, the roads, the railway lines, which our, sorry brother, I couldn't get your name. Prakash Garu. Prakash Garu was mentioning about railway line. What is that line? Vijayawada, Machilipatnam, Gudiwada, Bhimavaram, Narsapur, Nidudavol. ఎప్పుడో బ్రిటిష్ వాళ్ళు వేసిన రైల్వే లైన్ ఇది. So when the discussion was happening about second line and electrification, I happened to be private secretary to Union Minister of State for Railways. How a boy who was living between two railway gates, one line goes to Delhi, other line goes to Guntur. I mean, that is a Grand Trunk line, one side. The other line is between Guntur and Repella. In between the railway lines, I used to live my childhood. I used to count the wagons. How many wagons a train is having. From there, I could go to Rail Bhavan and work as private secretary to Union Minister of State for Railways, where I could, argue the case of this region, to which I don't belong to. As an Andhraite, of course, I have responsibility of talking about Andhra Pradesh, but the region I'm talking about, the then chairman, Railway Board, who is who is everything for railways, like he's a senior most father figure for railways, Indian Railway Traffic Service Officer. So he was saying, when I talked about this railway line before all the members, my minister was sitting there. I was sitting along with my minister. Sir, ये railway line चूडंडी वो पूछा था मुझको, आनंद ये railway line बना के साइकिल चलाएंगे क्या? A railway line after laying, are we going to ride bicycle? He was asking. Then I told him, sir, Vizag is known for what is known as natural port. Vizag is having Eastern Navy Command headquarters. Vizag is also known for, public sector undertaking hub. Hindustan Petroleum Corporation, Hindustan Zinc, Bharat Heavy Electrical, Bharat Heavy Vessels Limited, blah, blah, blah. And a 10 million tons steel plant. And Vizag is also known for natural calamities. When you have a super saturated Visakhapatnam-Vijayawada railway line, where, if you can see from above, one train and one goods, it may hit the other train like it goes. Bumper, traffic jam, you may see, bumper to bumper driving, they say, bumper to bumper trains. So I have mentioned all this to him. And I have said, during natural calamities, the relief, rescue and relief, you can carry through the alternate line. I said that. The railway project has been sanctioned. For getting one railway project sanctioned, it is like a, dream of this region. 400 crores was the original envisaged cost. When the project was sanctioned, it was 1100 crores. And when project has been executed, it 4,500 crores. 400 crores project. At the time of completion, 4,500 crores. Whose money is this? It is not your ruler's money. It is all your money and my money. Your father, your mother, me, and all those sitting here, hard-earned money which you have been paying by way of GST, customs, income tax, and all that. This country earns 1,75,000 crores as GST every month. I myself pay income tax of 15 lakhs, me alone. What's happening? Your money and our money, hard-earned money, if you don't execute the projects on time, it is known as time overrun and cost overrun. That is what Honorable Prime Minister now focusing on. Every month he conducts one review meeting where he takes stock of the projects and he, summons the district collector, chief secretary and concerned secretary why this project is getting delayed. Land acquisition, environmental clearance, forest clearance and all this actually delays the execution of projects. Tomorrow, when you become collector, when you become secretary, you should always focus on the each rupee of government money what you are spending, spend like your own money, like your father and mother's hard-earned money, how the budget of family mother spends. That's how we will progress. If a project of 400 crores becomes 4,500 crores, this money, let us say 4,000 crores, how many roads would have been built? How many new railway lines would have been built? And the 80 crore Indian population are getting free grains. 80 crore of Indian population are getting free grains. That is wheat or rice and chana. You know why? Because they are still below poverty line. 78 years of independence I have seen, you are celebrated. But still, in this country, how many people are below poverty line? Just think over. Who are all responsible? Now coming back to then I started about schooling and then I talked about being private secretary. Why I talked about all this was, you should aim high. You are now studying, let us say 8th standard or you are in a 9th standard. Now what you should be doing, in addition to all these gadgets, whatever, and your whatever areas of interest, watching a film, or a serial, or whatever your area of interest playing, also read newspaper. Also watch, news. What is happening around in politics, in economy, in the society? You should gain knowledge. What is necessary for your growth? The rest is garbage. It should not get into your mind. Always aim high. I said that as school-going boy, watching, counting wagons, I could rise to the position of Private Secretary Union Minister when I was 40 years old, reaching the apex level. Education is the means, education is the source, which would make you to stand on your feet, and it's not just earning for yourself. If you reach positions like civil servant, you can contribute for the nation's growth, economy, polity. Why not you think of becoming Chief Minister of a state? Why not you think becoming Prime Minister of a state? Why don't you think of becoming Superintendent of Police? Why don't you think of becoming an IRS officer, income tax, or customs, or GST, or railway officer, or a banker, or a financier? World is full of opportunities. Always aim high and pursue your area of interest. మీ నాన్న మీ అమ్మ నిన్ను కలెక్టర్ కావాలని చెప్తే దానికోసమే ప్రయత్నం చేయకండి, ఎందుకంటే అసలు మీకు అది ఉందా లేదా? What is your area of interest? If it is sports, pursue sports. If it is civil service, pursue civil service. If it is software, pursue. If you are a software, don't pursue hardware. If your area of interest is hardware, don't pursue software. If your area of interest is science, don't pursue such social science. Just because your father has told or mother told. My father wanted me to become a doctor. No, engineer. And I was studying for my 10th. I got 88 marks in science, 56 marks in maths. So they thought, this boy is a little weak in maths, let him become doctor. So I went. Then, first year intermediate, they given me earthworm. And I was wondering what I had to do with earthworm. Then they given me cockroach. And after cockroach dissection, I had to go and eat. I said, well, nonsense. Why am I doing this? Second year, I went to the lab. Itna bada frog. I was given and I was cut, dissected. That was the last day I went to the lab. Then I never went. I am also 12th fail. 12వ తరగతి తప్పిన విద్యార్థిని. Because I was also like you, that movie 3 Idiots. 3 Idiots మూవీ కంటే ముందు మనకు ఇడియట్. ఎందుకంటే నాన్న చదువుకోమన్నాడు, నాన్న డాక్టర్ అవ్వమన్నాడు, కానీ మనకు అందులో ఇంట్రెస్ట్ లేదు అని తెలిసింది నాకు. కానీ చెప్పే ధైర్యం లేదు. I could not assert myself. I could not prove that I can become a better civil servant by pursuing humanities, social sciences. So this is the right time. You should choose your area of interest and pursue it. Sky is the limit. My daughter studying 8th. I told beta, and my son studying 9th, Nana, I have availed the benefit of reservation for myself. Now I declare that I am not going to avail the benefit of reservation for my children. Why? Because I can provide them the best of the education, best of the shelter, best of the food, best of the clothing, as good as anybody else. I can provide them lift. I can provide them accelerator. They don't need crutches. I said. And my daughter said, Dad, I'll go to Cambridge and study. That should be the confidence. And my son said, Dad, I will think over and let you know. whether he thinks or not, I knew he is my son and my blood flows in him. He will choose the right path. If I am righteous, my children will be certainly pursuing the path of being righteous. If I am having easy money at home, ill-gotten wealth, my children will develop vices. Then I cannot teach morals to my children. I am not competent to teach morals to my children when I myself not morally correct. This is what one should learn. That's what Vishwanath God said. Bharati Vidya Bhavan stands for values, not Western values. The values which our forefathers, pursued. రాజ్యాల కోసము ప్రాణాలు ఇచ్చిన సంస్కృతి ఉన్న దేశం ఇది. The kings have sacrificed their lives for the, what they used to say when the king goes to the battlefield, if he dies in the battlefield, he will reach heaven. That's what we taught. So, that's how we should pursue our studies. If I do well, if I excel, I will, be something better than my father and mother. మీ నాన్న, మీ అమ్మ, మీ తాత, మీ అమ్మమ్మ, మీ నాన్నమ్మ ఏం కోరుకుంటారు? నా బిడ్డలు నాకంటే ఉన్నత స్థానంలో ఉండాలని, కింద స్థానంలో ఉండాలని కాదు కదా. యు ఆర్ ఆల్ కమింగ్ టు ది స్కూల్. Your father, your mother have been sending to your school with an expectation that you will perform better than your father and your mother. That's what you should be aiming at. That's what I've been trying to tell you for the last, how many minutes? 20 minutes? My time is up. Another 5 to 10 minutes I'm taking the liberty to talk. And the aspiration of being a civil servant, becoming a civil servant, started off as Prakash Garu has said, in our colony, we have been constantly reminded that a constable's son could become an IPS officer, who could become superintendent of police, later on DIG, then commissioner of police, then DGP. That's a growth. I never interacted with him. I never seen him, but we have been told. That inspires us to perform. So, the success stories of role models, whichever area of your interest, please pick up. If you want to become a good, badminton player, Sindhu is there from our state. She should be role model, isn't it? Then you are cricketer. You want to pursue the, cricket. You have Virat Kohli, you have Tendulkars, you have Gavaskars. You have role models in your own country. So one should have a role model also in life, and you should perform better than the role model. When you are aspiring to, to be, be in the role of the role model, you should perform better than him, isn't it? Not underperforming. So have this as single-minded pursuit. And then regarding civil services, so the idea of being civil servant has been sown in me by my father. So when I landed in Hyderabad, when I went to a civil service coaching institute, the then director Dr. Rao has told me, you are all literally illiterate. I was wondering, are you postgraduate? And how the director has been telling me I am literally illiterate? Because the fundamentals were weak. Because I was studying only guides to perform in my exam, and I used to get 60% in all my subjects. I thought I learned enough. No, I had to start from scratch. NCERT books I had to study after becoming postgraduate to learn the fundamentals about economics, the political science and these subjects. That's how, unless you are strong in your subject, the fundamentals are strong, you will never be able to perform better and achieve success. That's why it took 4 attempts for me. I started off, with my first attempt. In the first attempt, as Prakash Garu told, out of 200, I was awarded 6 marks. Why? The topic was very close to my heart. Inequalities bound to breed violence. This was the topic. So I written 40 pages. All that I know I written. This is what I've been taught during my academics. You know, if you write, as many pages, you know what happens? The examiner will choose whatever is relevant and then you'll award marks. But when you are appearing for a competitive exam, it's elimination. Elimination. So what happens? When they have asked you to write, let us say, 1600 words, I have to write only that many words, not 10,000 words. This is what I learned. Second attempt, my director of that institute told me, don't write anything for 1 hour. 3 hours I was having to write one essay. I had to choose one essay out of 6 or 8 essays, which was introduced when I started appearing for the exam. It was there till 79, and then I started appearing for civil service exam in 93. He told me 1 hour you only think what you are going to write, and just scribble the introduction, the body, and then conclusion. You know what are the points. So 1 hour. Then I did that and started writing. Only for 1 hour. And 1 hour I was having to review what I written is correct or not. I got 106. 6 to 106. Then third attempt, I got 126. So I was burning with the desire. How come I was awarded only 6? No, I am capable of, at least being awarded 100 plus, triple digit. But I had to wait 1 year. Because civil service exam, you will have to again start from prelims and then you will get mains. That means whatever exam you have to. Then each subject I was getting good marks. I was topper in public administration in my third attempt, 320. And the attempt in which I made it to service, I got 370, which is quite unusual, for a student of humanities, but not together. So the lesson that is to be learnt is you have to be balanced. You are not going to get extreme 370, 380. Even you get 300 plus in every subject, you will still be able to make it to civil service. You can become an IAS officer, which I could not become till the third. 3 attempts I could not. And each attempt I was getting 100 marks more. And the interview is basically all about your body language. All about your confidence. How you would handle, strange situation. When nobody is around, you are all alone. How you are reacting. Collector, sitting in within 4 walls, an intimation comes that cyclone or earthquake or any other disturbance in his district. How collector reacts? How collector reacts? By getting disturbed. Doctor, when he is going to conduct surgery, doctor gets disturbed? No. You have to be calm. You have to be cool. You have to think. You have to make all those officers down below you to work. You have entire system paraphernalia at your disposal. How you make your system work matters, for which you are being taught, trained. The civil service exam also tests your knowledge and interview personality test. That's how some of us, how many, students or aspirants of civil service write exam? 4 lakhs, 3 lakhs. Serious aspirants maybe 2 lakhs or maybe 1 lakh. And the posts are only 500 or 600. Then in prelims, they will choose 1:10, and mains they will choose 1:2. And the interview, if you are there in the top 300, 400, you will get the service which you are aspiring. And later part you will get the services like Group B and all that. This is all civil service all about. And I think some of you are losing out interest, I can see. Some of you are still, willing to listen to. This all happens. Even a few minds and a few hearts, if I have touched, I have made my day. I wish you all the very best And the management, I was more than impressed in 1983, I'm told, 41 years old institution. And I'm sure that they would be producing more and more civil servants, more and more doctors, more and more engineers, who would bring laurels to the institute and never ever forget the institute where you studied. And you all should form alumni, and then you should inspire the future generations. That's how the growth of this country, Viksit Bharat, which Honorable Prime Minister is talking about. Bitya ko padhao, desh ko bachao. Now 2047, India should become a developed country. This is what Honorable Prime Minister, and this is not a simple, slogan, Garibi Hatao. Garibi abhi bhi hai. Prime Minister is saying developed country. What Prime Minister has done? In the current budget, 11 lakh crores have been given. 11.11 lakh crores. For what? Physical infrastructure, better roads. The road by which I come yesterday is very painful. Bhimavaram to Rajahmundry, Rajahmundry to Bhimavaram. My better had a severe backache and she was unable to get out of the bed. For a while I thought, if I were a private secretary to Road Transport and Highways Ministry yesterday, I would have made a difference with pen. That's the power of a civil service. Simply sitting in the dark and criticizing will not give you the light. You have to light. Matchbox, take the matchbox, then you will have. So, I was saying for better roads, better railway lines, better ports, better airports, better inland waterways, Honorable Prime Minister has given 11 lakh crores from the taxes what we have been paying. GST, customs and income tax I was saying. 7 months all those ministries, all those departments have to build roads, new railway lines, new ports, new airports, and then what would happen? More cement, more steel, more coal, more land, more areas would get developed, and more employment and more GST. That is the development cycle. Viksit Bharat and social infrastructure, physical infrastructure. Honorable Prime Minister, for the state of Andhra Pradesh, 65,000 crores have been given to be spent in 8 months for Andhra Pradesh. For Polavaram project, 10,000 crores have been given. For Amaravati, 15,000 crores. All this money has to be spent in 7 months. And we will also get more GST. That's why I am here. I wish you all the best. Thank you so much.
To Chief Secretary of Andhra Pradesh. Today he is here with you. It is a great opportunity. Actually, as you go to me, now with you now. Hey, thanks all the way to reach here, sir. Thanks a lot to stay and address the children. I impressed your emotion of speech and your background of your life. Thank you all.